Hello, it's Randi Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randyrhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.
Mary had a little man.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
That's our president. That's him, everybody. It's a milestone, 2,000 lies, and going. It's just progressing. It's just it continues because today, oh man, today many more lies. Last night, many more lies. The clock keeps on ticking. It's just wow, he's going to break his own record. But my favorite is when he lies about lying. I love when he lies. Do you stand by that? I don't stand by anything. I don't stand by anything. This is what it is. But he's going to break it. Listen, this is unbelievable. Here's the White House spokesman last night. Chris Cuomo, as you may or may not know, has his own show now at 9 o'clock on the CNN. And Chris Cuomo can be like Zorro. I mean, he could he could smile in your face the whole time he's doing it. Last night was a beauty. It was just a stunning beauty. Apparently him and Kellyanne Conway are friends, which, can you imagine? Like dinners, between those two. But, she was trying to say that it is the media that is obsessed with Hillary Clinton. Oh, yeah. It's the media that's obsessed with Hillary Clinton losing the 2016 campaign, and it's the media that can't move on from the fact that Hillary Clinton lost the 2016 Electoral College, and that Trump is so past it, he never even mentions her. Oh, my God.
The idea that we would have to look any further than Hillary Clinton to beat Hillary Clinton itself is a fantasy. I didn't need to talk to anybody in Moscow. I was talking to people in Mecklenburg County, North Carolina, and in Macomb County, Michigan. There's no reason to have gone anywhere outside of Hillary Clinton and how unattractive her policies were, how lacking in a vision and connective tissue with the forgotten man, forgotten woman she was. We beat her fairly and squarely in this country through this democratic elected process. But look, so many people still can't get over the election results that your network
says
called
my
wrongly
friend
again
who
and
can't
again.
keep Hillary Clinton's name out of her mouth.
Hold on, you can't, excuse me, I'll make you a deal, Chris. I'll never talk about her again, but then you can't talk about the 2016 election because she lost that election, and the only reason we're still talking about it
I haven't mentioned the election outcome once.
No,
and I never do.
I'm sorry,
because
hold on.
Russian interference matters, and it doesn't delegitimize the president's victory. You guys are frozen in that moment. That's why you bring up Hillary Clinton. That's why you're having her investigated.
We don't care about her. Nobody here talks about her.
Nobody here talks about her. Are you kidding me? How do they do that with a straight face? See, I'm not a great liar. I actually was quoted on a Starbucks cup once that said it takes 2 seconds to tell the truth and a lifetime to lie, which is why I don't endeavor to do it. I mean, I don't even know how liars lie. I don't even know how they keep track of their lies. I don't even know why they get involved in lies, because it becomes your entire life to protect the lie. I mean, pathological liars, that they have no shame and they'll lie about anything. But this woman is not pathological. She's doing it for pay. See, she's a paid liar. She's not a stupid woman. She's a paid liar, and would defend anybody that paid her, including Roy Moore, including the president, who is a sexual abuser. We've marveled at how she sits down with her daughters every single day and looks them straight in the face and says that she's protecting a guy who is accused of, molesting countless women who he said he was going to sue and never did because he has no case, and now wants to talk about libel laws and changing them. And I don't know how she does it, except for money, okay? Except for money. But she's doubling down over here. No, we never talk about Hillary Clinton, she says. And yesterday, the president was standing on a stage being asked whether or not he would show up for an interview with the special prosecutor in order to say under oath that there was no collusion, which he loves to say over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, in spite of the fact that Adam Schiff on the House Intelligence Committee thinks that there was collusion, that the Fusion GPS, Glenn Simpson, under oath, thought that there was a national security threat and a crime that was happening in real time, that Michael Steele, the former MI6 Russia expert, went to the FBI, that Rudy Giuliani was being tipped off by the FBI in the New York. I mean, all this is going, and so he wouldn't answer the question. He said, I want Hillary Clinton investigated. Hillary Clinton's the one that colluded. Hillary Clinton this and Hillary Clinton that. And this is all a hoax, and it's all an excuse because Hillary Clinton lost a Hillary Clinton election that she should have won. And I mean, and she's sticking with this. Check this out.
Hey, Chris, nobody here talks about Hillary Clinton. I promise
you. Just brought her up.
You do. No. You're talking about the 2016 election.
Kellyanne, no shouting contest
You're talking
here.
about the 2016 election. Don't tell us that we're talking about it. We won the election. We're going to win the next one.
You just said we didn't have to look anywhere past Hillary Clinton to win. Is we inclusive of Don Jr., Jared Kushner, and Paul Manafort, who went to a meeting with a Russian lawyer who was promising dirt on Hillary Clinton?
Hello. And what came to that meeting? Absolutely
nothing. That's not the point. The point is why you went, not what came out of it. Come on.
Hey, Chris, no, the point is you can't get over the election. No.
You can't get over. I mean, it's such classic projection and such paid lying. It's really shocking. And this went on and on last night. I mean, he tries to talk to her. You can't talk to her because you're not talking to her. You're talking to her bank account. Don't you understand? This is a woman who, puts the air gun to her head every time she has to, talk to this president. I mean, this is incredible. But Trump, he just cannot stop talking about it. He's Hillary Clinton collude. This was yesterday.
There has been no collusion between the Trump campaign and Russians, or Trump and Russians. No collusion. When I watch you interviewing all the people leaving their committees, I mean, the Democrats are all running for office and they're trying to say this, that, but bottom line, they all say there's no collusion. And there is no collusion. And when you talk about interviews, Hillary Clinton had an interview where she wasn't sworn in. She wasn't given the oath. They didn't take notes. They didn't record. And it was done on the 4th of July weekend. That's perhaps ridiculous, and a lot of people looked upon that as being a very serious breach.
Can I just explain this to you? The FBI never puts people under oath. Fact! Are you going to be, because lying to the FBI is in and of itself a federal crime. Therefore, there's no need to put Hillary Clinton under oath. There's no need for Hillary Clinton to be... I mean, this is like unbelievable to me. This is like amazing. The FBI does not put people under oath when they talk to you because they want you to talk freely and they don't want you to go grab a lawyer, you see. So they like to talk to you as if, it's just a conversation. But if you lie to them in the course of this conversation, it's a federal crime. And I think it's called a 1001 a violation, because that's the section of the U.S. Code that it violates, Section 1001. So I believe that's what they call it. But this man just can't stop talking about her. And it's almost, it's been more than a year since this election occurred. And he can't stop.
And it really was. But again, I'll speak to attorneys. I can only say this. There was absolutely no collusion.
Oh, for
Everybody
Pete's
knows
sake.
it. Every committee. I've been in office now for 11 months. For 11 months, they've had this phony cloud over this administration, over our government. And it has hurt our government. It does hurt our government. It's a Democrat hoax that was brought up as an excuse for losing an election.
Again.
That, frankly, the Democrats should have won because they have such a tremendous advantage in the Electoral College. So it was brought up for that reason. But it has been determined that there is no collusion, and by virtually everybody.
God.
We'll see what happens. I mean, certainly I'll see what happens. But when they have no collusion, and nobody's found any collusion at any level, it seems unlikely that you'd even have an interview.
Is that true?
We have more work to do as it relates to collusion, but we're developing a clearer picture of what happened.
We've successfully pressed for the full accounting of Russian cyber efforts to target our state electoral systems. And despite the initial denials of any Russian contacts during the election. This committee's efforts have helped uncover numerous and troubling high-level engagements between the Trump campaign and Russian affiliates, many of which have only been revealed in recent months.
It's not a hoax. It's not all created by Democrats. I mean, there is now historical record on which we can all agree that there were contacts between the campaign and agents of the Russian Federation, that there was some cooperation, some synchronization of activity between the campaign, the Russians, and WikiLeaks. Now, whether it's collusion or criminal, a completely different matter, but there is some there. And what's struck me about the president's comments is he should be pursuing closure. And he doesn't get closure until he talks to Bob Mueller.
The president seems to repeat this as a mantra, no collusion, no collusion, no collusion. In the interview he did a couple of weeks ago in the New York Times, I think he said it some 16 or more times, as if he could simply wish it away. But look, we found scores of meetings that the Trump campaign said they never had. We've had Trump official after Trump official lie about those meetings. Two already plead guilty to lying about those meetings. And, of course, a pivotal meeting in Trump Tower with three of the top campaign people that was undertaken with the promise of obtaining dirt from the Russians on Hillary Clinton as part of what was described as the Russian government effort to help the Trump campaign. So, no, the president is certainly wrong, but he's not alone in being wrong on that issue.
Believe me.
Such a freaking liar. And she lies for him, and Sarah lied. Oh, Sarah lied today so bad. This is very sad. This is very, very sad because this affects real people in real places that are really trying to work and really trying to pay their bills. And they just keep lying about the situation that these people are finding themselves in because they want to say that this corporate tax cut, this tax cut for the wealthy is trickling down. It's trickling down. And what's trickling up is a wall. The wall is going to grow. It's going to come. The wall is going to come, and the wall will stop drugs, and the wall will... That's another lie she told, Kellyanne Conway told last night, that if you build a wall, it'll stop. The DEA doesn't believe that. Department of Homeland Security doesn't believe that. Nobody believes that a wall is going to stop drugs. I mean, when is this going to end? Go to RandiRhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.